Hey there everybody and welcome to episode 3 of Guild Wars 2 Fix. I'm Mockingbird and in this week's episode we're going to be talking about general leveling advice for Guild Wars 2. We're going to be covering both how to level up quickly and how to make money while you're doing it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at my top tips for leveling. My first piece of advice is to explore everything on the map whenever you go into a new area. The reason for this is that in Guild Wars 2, unlike in past MMOs, the experience that you get for exploring is actually pretty significant. In addition, whenever you complete an entire zone, you get a really good reward at the end with exceptional gear, better than anything you're going to find just in your travels. So what I would suggest is that as long as the game isn't bugged out like it was for me, you should try to finish the entire area. My next piece of advice is something that's actually pretty simple, but a lot of people tend to not do it. Make sure that you gather everything that you see while you're trying to do your renown hearts and skill challenges. The reason for this is that, once again, in Guild Wars, gathering actually gives good experience. In addition, you're going to be able to find really good loot like enhancements for your weapons and armor, and in addition to that, you're going to be able to make money by selling the things that you gather. You don't need to go far out of your way to find these gatherables, but just pick up whatever you see when you're doing your renown hearts. This doesn't inconvenience you very much, and it's going to add up to a lot of increased experience and a lot of increased money for your character. My next piece of advice is something that goes hand in hand with gathering, and like gathering, I find it to be very simple. However, a lot of people, including most of my guildmates, haven't been doing this for some reason. This piece of advice very clearly is to go ahead and sell your stuff on the trading post instead of to merchants. The reason for this is because a lot of the time, even in a beta, you're going to find people who want to use your product. So, what this means is that they're going to be paying a lot more than the merchants are. It may not be big increases in gold, but a lot of small increases are going to add up over time. Also, similar to gathering, it doesn't take a lot of your time to actually sell things on the trading post. As many of you probably know, you can actually access it from anywhere, but what a lot of people don't know is that you do actually have to go to one to pick up your money. So, what this means is that as you're out in gathering, you can just sort of post stuff whenever you get it, and you can go pick it up later. This means that you're going to be getting more money for very little effort on your part, so to me, it seems like something that everybody should do. My next piece of advice is actually something that I have yet to do myself, but I think will be fairly necessary to do upon release. And this is to go ahead and buy XP boosts. Some of you may know this, but in Guild Wars 2 you're actually able to buy 2 different types of XP boosts from the gem store, as well as a magic find boost. Whether or not you agree with having this in the game is another issue entirely, but for me, if this is in the game on launch, I'm probably going to end up using it just to keep up with my friends. In addition to this kind of XP boost, there's also the XP boost gained via your guild. To me, this is going to be something that I'm going to use on launch, but once again, I'm not going to use it now, mostly because I'm not very focused on this at the moment. Love them or hate them, XP boosts are a really good way to gain XP quickly. Next up is a trick that a lot of people have already been using in the beta, and a lot of people have already showcased in their YouTube videos. Basically, what this is doubling up on your experience. The way that you do this is by completing an event and a renown heart in the same area at the same time. These last 2 pieces of advice are for people who have completed most of the renown hearts and skill points in their zones and need to find ways to gain more XP. Basically, what I wanted to show you guys was that in World vs. World, you can gain a lot of XP. But, unfortunately, my server isn't doing very well as usual, so I wasn't actually able to get any good footage. But, all that you guys really need to know is that if you can PvP on your server, do it. This last tip is something that even shocked me when I found it. In Guild Wars 2, crafting gives insane amounts of experience. I know that this seems kind of self-explanatory after what I said about gathering, but crafting is on a different level. You can get like 1.5 bars to 2 bars of experience by spending about like 10 silver and a little bit of karma, which you really don't need anyways. Crafting is basically overpowered for gaining experience, although at a certain point the materials that you do need do become rare and you actually have to go out and gather them. However, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't do crafting at all, mostly because of the flat leveling curve in Guild Wars. As you can see in my video, I'm level 38 and I'm still gaining insane experience just from the basic like level 1 and level 2 crafting recipes. I picked up cooking mostly because of the fact that the ingredients that it required you could buy from the vendor standing right next to it,
What do you want?
and it's been insane. I mean, I hit level 39 mostly from just crafting. In addition to the insane experience, the fact that you craft things instantly in Guild Wars makes this an incredibly effective way to gain levels. Alright guys, that does it for my top tips for leveling. I hope that you guys enjoyed this week's video, and if you did, go ahead and like, subscribe, or just spread the word to your friends. Next week I am going to be out of town for a family vacation, but I'm going to prepare some footage from the stress test, that way I can upload it while I'm gone and you guys can go ahead and check that out. I thank you all for watching the video. It really means a lot to me that you took the time to check this out. And go ahead and tell me what you guys think of me not using music in this video, because I wanted to try something a little bit new. Thanks for watching, guys.